here we are with Digiteal. So, hello. So, could you present us Digiteal and what's the mission of the company?
Of course. Hello, everyone. Digiteal is a fintech, and if there is only one sentence that you need to remember or to remind is that we help companies from the public sector, from the private sector, to get paid faster, more regularly, and at a lower cost. We have seen that still in 2024, a lot of companies are using old school system to send their invoice, to get paid, and to reconcile the payment, and therefore we developed added value on that.
And why was it founded? What's the rationale behind this?
Funny story, the founder, Cédric Neve, had to replace the accountant for a few days in his previous company, and he was astonished how manual the tasks were. So to encode a paper invoice, to encode manually a payment, and he said it's not possible to continue such as. And so he started to look for European standards to see if something was existing to ease those processes. And in fact, he discovered some the payment QR code, the real e-invoicing, and this is all the technology that we use to build our services.
And why is it interesting, whether for large companies or even public organizations?
In fact, good question. If I can share an image, if those companies are a tree, they need sap to live. And in fact, in reality, the sap is the money. Faster the companies collect the money, better it is. And by optimizing those flow, they are reducing their costs, and they are giving or sharing more satisfaction to their customer, which is also really important.
And what is important when a company adds a software or a system is that it perfectly adapts and integrates with all the other systems in place. Otherwise, we might end up with two systems that do not read each other. So how does your solution make sure that it does adapt with all the systems in place?
Excellent question. What we advise to our customer is indeed to not use an extra system, but to embed our solution in their current flow, because the team are used to certain softwares, and the better it is integrated, the better it will be used. And therefore, our solutions are only API based. So that the invoicing software or the accounting software, the ERP, can connect to our system and put them in the different solutions that are already in place.
And as you mentioned, we're sometimes surprised by the way even multinationals do operate. They have some very old systems, and sometimes it is even one person who is normally not even in charge of doing invoice that does all the invoices for the sales rep, and then it's another department that is in charge of the payment. Well, it's quite chaotic. So how does your solution enables them to be more productive? So you answered that question a bit. But also, do you eventually have a case scenario, so where we better understand how efficient it is?
Yeah, of course. I can share you, for example, two examples. The fact that you do not realize how many people are just paying without putting the communication in the details, so the payment info. And when the payment arrives on the bank account of the company, it's not automatic reconciliated. And so using a QR code payment, a payment button, means that all the info are already encoded and cannot be edited, and therefore it's very, I was saying very cool, it's very efficient for the automatic reconciliation. Another case maybe more adapted for the French market, for example. French people are used to automatic payment, so SEPA direct debit through domiciliation, where in Belgium, Belgian people prefer to pay invoice per invoice. They want to keep the control. And we have a big retailer that asked us to develop secured mandate domiciliation in order to reduce the fraud and to be sure that when a customer, end user is signing a domiciliation, it really is IBAN and not the one of the neighbor is using, because usually, yeah, you are laughing, but some and a lot of companies are still using the system, and so when they will try to collect the money 1 month after, for example, it won't be the money will be collected, but the end user will say, okay, I never purchased something on your side. And therefore, thanks to innovative solution as open banking, we can redirect the customer to his bank account, to his bank environment, and so we've got the confirmation that it's really his bank account, and then only we produce the mandate.
Interesting. And so you mentioned France, but actually what is your coverage, and whether it is in terms of countries or eventually which markets, type of companies are you targeting?
As we are Belgium-based, of course, Belgium is currently our main market, but as we love European standards, we developed other countries more by opportunities for the time being, but we are working in Luxembourg, in France, in Spain, and so it's growing in that direction.
And so I don't know if it's the very first company of the founder of the founders, but your achievements are quite impressive for the moment. So you have recently raised 6 million, if I'm not wrong, and you have been certified by the National Bank of Belgium as a fintech. So these are 2 great achievements. And what are the next steps?
I will share it to the founder. Thank you for him. Indeed, it was not his first company, and so I had already experience in the IT world. Indeed, becoming a payment institution is a little bit crazy when you start for a startup, and therefore we had to raise big amounts. But this leads us to the current situation where we have really something robust for Europe. We were recently acquired by another fintech, a bigger fintech, that is really complementary to what we are doing. So it's Aera. They are more in the retail side with payment terminals, for example, and also their focus is more what we call tier 1, where Digiteal will be more focused on tier 2 and tier 3. And by this way, we are able to cover all sizes of companies, the small one as the big ones, because at the end, everyone wants to be to collect the money easier.
And are you looking for other business partners or collaborations?
By Digiteal, we love the principle of the teal management, so there is more in 2 brains than in 1, and therefore we are really open for partnerships, because we think that together, if we bring added value, if the whole partner can bring added or develop added value on the top, it's much easier to provide a good solution. So it's more partnerships that we are looking for.